Hello and welcome. This is Ogtv News. I am Mochisola Sholaja. Tonight, Ogun State government restates commitment to completing 20 legacy projects. INEC intensifies efforts towards conducting hitch-free supplementary elections in some states. Brazilian ex-president arrested in corruption probe. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant.
On business news, federal government to cut stakes in joint oil ventures with international oil companies to 40%. I'll be giving you details when I return on the business news segment. I am Olayinka Shodunke.
And on sport news tonight, UEFA finds Cristiano Ronaldo over goal celebration. This and more sporting stories later on the news. My name is Moses Ojewumi.
Once again, welcome to Ogtv News. 20 legacy projects ranging from the digital studio for Ogun State Television, roads, flyovers, Itoku, Adire, Kampala Market, 250 hospital beds, 250 bed hospitals, Judicial Complex, Ogire International Market, among others, will be the pattern shot of Ogun State Governor Senator Ibikunda Muson, and it will be commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari before expiration of this administration. Governor's Office correspondent Bumi Adigo reports that the Governor, Senator Ibikunda Muson, who was again on a tour of this project spread across the state, said they are legacies that will outlive generations yet unborn.
Level of this ongoing judicial complex will have 16 courts and every other necessary working tool. Governor Ibikunda Muson is here to inspect the level of work as it is part of the 20 legacy works to be delivered by his administration before he leaves.
The one that I think Mr. President will love most is the judicial complex. You know, the day he was doing the foundation, he looked at me like this and said, you make sure that this is done, that he doesn't like to come and do something that will be abandoned or they will not do. And I said, no, sir, you can trust me, this will be done. And for him to come and see how magnificent what we have done in terms, in fact, don't let me even talk much. I think pictures don't lie. We will have about, in the finalized, I think about 16 courts there. Not just any court. This is Ogun State and that is Ogun Standard. So I think that one, for me, will excite Mr. President.
Ogiri International Market, MTR Garden at Isheri, which has housing estates, and the modern Adire Kampala Market at Itoku are also part of these projects.
Ogiri is part of it, Ipokia is part of it, what we are doing in Isheri is part of it. Today we were in the office, the concentric circle, and I met the contractors there. They are working 24 hours now just to deliver. It's not the normal, maybe just wait, but they have to fulfill all the engineering dictates. If they need 21 days or 28 days for concrete to cure, we cannot manage that. We cannot do anything. We just must adhere strictly to those engineering dictates. So, except for those ones, everybody's working 24/7, day and night, to make sure that all of these deliverables are achieved.
Roads in Ogun East, Ogun West, and Ogun Central, parts of the legacy projects, as work is ongoing day and night to ensure they are delivered on time.
Somebody was talking at the bridge. I said, okay, we'll run around to make sure that we finish all our bridges. To the glory of God, today we have 17. We still have 3 more that we are looking at. But whatever happens, those 17, as we speak today, before we leave, at least we are using 15. 15 will be in use. We just have about, I think, altogether now 4 to go. 2 looks very possible. We are running around to make sure that it's done. But 2, we are pushing. They told me that they will push it maybe July. I said, no, please, see what you can do. But the beauty of it, we will have given them money, so it is not going to be an abandoned project. And that is the one in Akute. You know, Akute, because we had challenges with the relocation of the electricity and gas, everything that passed through, it was huge. I did mention it. Because for them to give us Ibadan Disco and Lagos Disco, they will, what do they call what they give you when you want to work? They will have to just put off the light for you. So for them to do that, they said that is loss of revenue to them. It was big money. Even the time it takes, we have to go to everybody because it was done. That slowed us down there. Of all those bridges, 4 will be, already as we speak, we're using maybe 2 or 3. Then we'll use 4 more. The 5th one, we'll struggle. But if it's not ready before we go, I'm sure that because we'll have paid them, indeed, so it will be ready maybe July ending or so. The one in Abeokuta here, we are running around the clock to make sure it is done. There's one in Mokola, there's one in Kuto. They're working, you see, with the pace of work. And I think both will be ready. The one in Lusada, again, we are going to struggle. Those 1, 2 may drag to maybe July or so before it's finished. So, but otherwise, we are, well, Ojebugbe is done. They are using Ojebugbe as we speak. It's only to just tidy up the sides road, this, that. Even the underneath of the bridge is being done.
Ogun State Television Modern Digital Studio, ongoing, and also proposed equipment for Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, OGBC, also mentioned by Governor Abeokuta as part of the legacy projects to see the light of the day before he leaves.
OGTV is almost ready. It is now to just equip it. There's another hall that is happening, which they will quickly start. I'm looking at the possibility of that one is just like a hall, so that at least if you have need for a bigger studio, they can use it. But the core critical new this what I call digital studio, to the glory of God, is ready. I've asked them to write all the things they will need. The beauty of radio is that I can decide that tomorrow, okay, don't worry, even if it's me to be flown in, we can arrange that to be done, and it will be done. So let's see how it goes on that, because I've actually asked them that they should give me what we need. Radio is not about building structures and all of those. It is about equipping what we have, and I think we can still run around.
At one of the sites of inspection was where the Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Obadedotun Aremu Gbadebo, stopped by to congratulate the governor as a true son on the many successes as he wished him well. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
Governor Abeokuta of Ogun State has reacted to a write-up on late music icon Fola Anikulapo Kuti's family house, written by Baba Femi Ojodu, entitled "This House Was Not For." Bumi Adigun reports that the state governor, Senator Abeokuta, described the write-up as a hatchet job. His report.
Clearly, he's not one of us here. He's just trying to do a hatchet job, because if he has care to even take a look, he will have, I think that's not what he will write. But you know, because you just want to just bring somebody down, you just must write something. Accolade from everywhere for what we did. We preserve Mama's bed, Baba's bed, their study, everything we did. It's not even the money. Look at the time that every day I go there to make sure that this is done. Indeed, it's one of the things we are showcasing for this our drum festival. And by no less a personality than Professor Wale Soyinka, everybody, they've seen what we're doing. They're happy. But he just drove past. He's not one of us here. We are more, Ogun State for us is not just a passing something interest. So maybe if I've devoted more time to see, he will have found out that, oh, what we are doing there is what I call something that is very befitting. And that's what we're doing. So for not just the Ransom Kuti family, but for all of those our icons, all of them. We have plans for all of them. but no one government can finish it. So if he just even passed through that road and he got to the boulevard that we did, they were able to move around Abeokuta as quickly as they never imagined. That one doesn't catches his fancy. He went through under the flyover, under this, under that, neat place, no refuse anywhere. And thank God, when they are given money, you've seen what they give me as a state. It is in Ogun State we said we use the minimum input for maximum output. I hope that I'm one of those states that probably even collects even 5 billion monthly. I told you this is my 8th year, it's almost done. It's only once that I've been given in excess of 5 billion, 6.1. Only once. Then the closest to it, the next to it was 4.9, 4.8, 4.7, now to what we find ourselves. So, to the glory of God, yes, we didn't allow that to slow us down.
That was the State Governor, Senator Ibikula Amosun, reacting to Femi Ojodo's write-up on late Fela Anikulapo's family house. Moving to other stories now, Ogun State Government has accepted the resignation of Basharon Muiwa Oladipo from the State Executive Council. Basharon Muiwa Oladipo, until his resignation, was the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism. Governor Moson, in a statement, wished Basharon Muiwa Oladipo well in all his future endeavors. In furtherance to fulfilling his promise of qualitative and effective healthcare delivery, the Ogun State Government has commissioned a new surgical ward to meet the health needs of the citizenry. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Babatunde Ipaye, while speaking at the event held at Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Shagamu, said the new addition will serve as a male surgical and pediatric ward, adding that it will accommodate 40 to 42 beds. The Commissioner, however, entered on the creation of a new agency that will work on raising funds for health sector in the state so as to make healthcare delivery more affordable for the citizenry.
A statewide insurance scheme law passed, and then I hope to in the next 2 months, create that robust agency and hand over to the person that is coming for full implementation of the scheme.
Should have stated further that the present administration will not rest on its laurels, but will ensure that all projects embarked upon at the inception of this administration are completed. On his part, the Chief Medical Director, Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Dr. Peter Adefoye, disclosed that the new ward was not only the new addition, but old offices and buildings in the hospital premises were also renovated and converted for different use, adding that expansion was a needful process for development. And that leads us to a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Yeah, that comes from the hard knocks that life throws at us. And we Nigerians, yeah, we know all about that. We don't stay down, we get up and fight. My name is Anthony Oluwafemi Olasheni Joshua. There's always been a big piece of my heart that's Nigerian. It always said to me, never give up, dream big. Because after all, we come from a nation of warriors, man. And that's why I believe in Glow. We have that same tenacity, that Nigerian fighting spirit. To win, you've got to step in again and again and again. If you believe in yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Yeah, I used to be a bricklayer in England, but now I'm heavyweight champion of the world.
Glow, always in your corner.
Glow, a halo.
Glow 4G LTE nationwide.
You must welcome back if you're just joining us. It's still the Ogtv News. And don't forget, we are on 260 on DSTV, 100 on GoTV, and 25 UHF on terrestrial. Social Development Institute, Iperu, Ogun State, is one of the foremost institutions that received the attention of the Amosun-led administration as government interventions in structural and human development strides continue to yield positive results. At the 26th Combined Convocation of the Institute, the State Governor, Senator Abeokuta Amosun, charged all stakeholders, including community development associations, to use the knowledge to make meaningful contributions to the state and the nation. Charity James covered the convocation proceedings. She reports.
It is the 26th combined graduation ceremony of the students of Social Development Institute, Iperu, Ogun State, for 3 sets of 2016 to 2018 of 2-year diploma course in social development and 3 sets of 2016 to 2018 of 1-year social work certificate course.
The program of study at the SDI was designed to help students develop the skill of learning how to learn and to solve both structured and unstructured problems in the society.
A total of 134 students in diploma course and 15 from the 12-month social workers were convocated in a ceremonial way, while merit as well as overall Best Graduating Students Award presentation was done. After session of awards, then came moments of admonition as Commissioner for Community Development and Cooperatives, Head of Service, and the representative of the Vice Chancellor Olabisi Onabanjo University speak on the essence of education and its benefit.
You have been given the tools that you will use to make sure that you become better citizens of Nigeria.
One of the challenges I inherited when I assumed office as Commissioner for Community Development and Cooperatives was the backlog of outstanding graduation ceremonies of the Institute to the tune of 11 sets and 8 sets for diploma and certificate courses respectively. This jinx was broken by His Excellency Senator Abeokuta Amosun, CON-FCA, Governor of the State.
I also want to implore you that you should look back together with those that have already graduated here years back to plow back into the system.
Reading out the achievements on the 63-year-old institute, Governor Abeokuta Amosun says social development is a veritable tool to drive home impactful contributions in the society.
It is my hope that the contributions of this Social Development Institute, Shasha Iperu, towards ensuring quality capacity building of the CDAs for good community leadership in our communities will continue to help in maintaining the peaceful atmosphere prevalent in our dear state.
Social Development Institute, established in 1956, aside the 2 main courses, also offers citizenship and leadership training, as its vision is to consolidate on the productive pattern in individual behavior and strengthen the ability for sacrifice, charity and readiness for self-help by all that have passed through the institute. Charity James, Ogtv News.
The present administration will continue to champion affordable, qualitative education for all school-age children and adults, irrespective of gender, religion, and places of origin. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Alhaji Shafir Rashid, stated this at an inter-schools debate competition in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. represented by the Director, Education Support Services, Mr. Martins Akinsholu. The Permanent Secretary admonished parents and guardians to groom their young ones in cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains.
Organizers of this Convocation deserve our collective appreciation for giving our secondary school students the opportunity to showcase the stuff and talents abound in them through writing and self-expression on opinions in debate. Under the leadership of our amiable Governor, Senator Abeokuta, CONFCA has championed affordable qualitative education for all our children and adults in the state, irrespective of gender, religion, and place of origin. The government is always delighted to be associated with this group, individual desirous in partnering with the state in attaining these laudable objectives.
Leadership of National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools in the state have been told to be effective and productive. Addressing the executive and members of the association in his office, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, Science and Technology said they should be united and relate effectively with the ministry. The Chief Judge of Ogun State, Justice Mosumola Dikpeolu, recently inaugurated the Ogun State Judicial Service Reform Team. Tunde Olaniro, in this special report, takes a look at the objectives of this team and the capacity of members of the team to get the job done.
Governance of the course of justice in general and Ogun State in particular, I hereby inaugurate the Ogun State Justice Sector Reform Team this 18th day of March 2019.
The inauguration of the Judicial Reform Team by the Chief Judge of Ogun State, Justice Mosumola Dikpeolu, is with the objective of seeking ways to further speed up the dispensation of justice in the state.
It says before you discuss reform, it means there is a problem. And the justice sector comes with a lot of challenges. Some of these challenges may not be directly attributed to an agency. And that is because some of the problems that exist in the sector cuts across agencies.
Well, the objective is to provide a forum for cross-sector views and harmonization of views, understanding the agencies that have one thing or the other to do with the justice system within the state, providing an avenue for them to come together to understand the activities of one another.
The team is vast in knowledge and cuts across all sectors in the state judiciary.
Looking at the caliber of representation, the institutional representation, including civil society, religious interest-based group, gender-based group, and all the various interests that are represented in the team. I'm confident that all of them working together with the support of the state, because the team cannot do much if they don't get the necessary support in terms of resources and the political will on the part of the government to assist them to ensure that these issues are dealt with.
The team will also come up with ways of reducing drastically the list of those awaiting trials in prison custody.
It will go a long way because it will aid dispensation of justice. People will have more access and faster access to justice in Ogun State.
Ogun State is coming on board a bit late, but we thank God it is on board. It is the 28th reform team to be in Nigeria. The whole justice sector reform team process commenced around 2002. We had at the initial stage Jigawa, Enugu, and then the federal team. But today we are happy to tell you that we have teams across the country.
This dimension, you may call this that this dimension is coming late, but we've been having something that is a replica of what we have now. That is the Administration of Justice Committee. Only that the membership is not as large as what we now have in the team. So we've been doing something, but it's just that now that we are exposed to something better.
Ogun State joined the league of 27 other states of the Federation with the Judiciary Reform Team. Tunde Olaniro, Ogtv News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has scheduled 13th of April for the conduct of supplementary elections in Rivers State, while governorship supplementary elections will not hold this Saturday in Bauchi and Adamawa states, following court litigations, and this was during a press briefing in Abuja. 18 states just few polling units, others are National Assembly. But the major ones are the governorship supplementary polls in Benue, Sokoto, Kano, and Plateau on Saturday, March 23rd. Rivers State will have its turn on the 13th of April 2019, while Adamawa and Tafawa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State will not take part in the governorship supplementary elections due to pending court litigations.
Saturday, the 23rd day of March 2019, in the other 15 local government areas of Bauchi State, as well as in the Krifi State Constituency supplementary elections in Krifi local government area. Similarly, the Adamawa State High Court issued an injunction restraining the Commission from proceeding with the supplementary elections following the application by the Movement for the Restoration and Defense of Democracy, MRDD, a registered political party which did not take part in the main election. Notwithstanding the legal action over the supplementary governorship election, elections we hold in Nasarawa Binyeri State Constituency in Mayobelwa local government area of Adamawa State, where the election had to be countermanded following the death of a candidate before the polls, as well as in the Obagaya State Constituency in Hong local government area.
Even in the face of all this, governors whose elections have been concluded will go home with certificates of return between 27th and 29th of March 2019. Those whose elections are to be concluded on a later date will have their certificates of return on the 19th of April 2019. The has directed The federal government has directed the closure of land borders in Adamawa, Benue, and Sokoto states with effect from 12 noon of Friday, March 22 to 12 noon of Sunday, March 24, 2019. The Controller General of Immigration, Muhammad Babandide, disclosed this in a statement. He said the directive by the Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambazar, retired, was meant to restrict movement across the borders of the affected states during the elections on Saturday. President Muhammadu Buhari has formally expressed his appreciation to media practitioners in the country for enhancing the transparency and accountability of the nation's electoral process through professional conduct of the 2019 elections. Always an important pillar of every society, President Buhari said the news reporting responsibility is what drives public opinion and facilitates decision-making for good governance and effective service delivery.
Has had a fair share of wrong fatalities, and whatever we can do
think Nigeria has done a good job so far. It's on the right way.
We sincerely apologize for the mix-up. President Muhammadu Buhari has formally expressed his appreciation to media practitioners in the country for enhancing the transparency and accountability of the nation's electoral process through professional conduct of the 2019 elections. Always an important pillar of every society, President Muhammadu Buhari said the news reporting responsibility is what drives public opinion and facilitates decision-making for good governance and effective service delivery.
Then the facts as they are. I seek your support in ensuring that